Okay.
My name's Jason Abbott, and I'm here because I was in the greatest rock band of all time until recently.
I'm Trent Gravel, rockstar, badass. You already know the rest. Let's get it over with.
We were called the 6T's.
I am that band, man. Plain and simple.
It all started when I was born. I was super musical, like since a young age. I was always just hitting stuff and people and stuff. And just every time I went anywhere, like people asked me if I was a musician, and I was like, yeah. But I didn't learn how to play an instrument until like, what year is it? 220? Until like 218. So I learned how to play an instrument. So I learned the banjo, and I gave up after about 6 months.
What do you play now?
I don't really play anything. I just make music.
Tell me about the story of your band.
What band?
The 6T's.
Oh, the 6T's.
I was about, well, it must have been like 3. I don't know. I was like trashed all the time at that point, getting in with the wrong crowds. Probably stumbled into Jason at a bar or something. You know, he was doing his thing. He had this weird arm thing he would do. It's like, and something about that just like, maybe I was like, you want to maybe like form a band or something? And he was like, what's a band? And that's when I knew that he's who I needed.
Trent and I both went to this all-boys Christian monastery school, and Trent didn't really have a whole lot of friends, but I had most of every friend that was at the school at the time, so I gave him a little bit of my friends. And then we ended up meeting through mutual friends, and he turns out he was really also good at music and hitting stuff and people, so we decided to make a band, and we named that band the 7T's.
The 7T's?
The 6T's. The two tattooed twisting toddlers. The two tattooed twitted tostlers. It's the two twistle twaddlers. Tattoo twizzlers tossing twigs. The two take twags twisting twoggles. The two tattooed twisting twaddlers.
How do you like approach making music in the studio?
So when I get in the studio, I usually just kind of like wave my arms around. I go like this.
It's kind of like this.
And then Tristan will just do whatever he's doing, starts to get better.
What do you play?
Like everything else. Yeah, I sing some shit, you know, strum some shit. Sometimes I get on the piano and push the stuff, push the white, you know, blocks and the black blocks, put them together sometimes. Tambourine, dance. It's hard to record the dancing audio-wise.
Why?
Just doesn't register well.
So I go, keep going like this.
No, he doesn't play any instruments. He just does this. I can't do it as long as him. He's really good at it.
Is there a microphone there?
I don't know why you're so confused right now. I go like this. This is my job. I make a fuck ton of money going like this. And then by the end, the producer is just like, that's it, we got it. And then 2 weeks later, it shows up in Dropbox, and then we got our album. And that was the album that, you know, defined a generation. Yeah, I've made like fucking... How many dollars? Let me check. Yeah, we made like, off the album that defined a generation, $2.50. People just loved it right off the bat. People usually just tend to love me. I'm like pretty humble. I'm like humble as fuck. So like people just see me and they're like, fuck yeah, dude, that guy's fucking awesome. And I'm just like, thanks. And then they just give me money. The goal of the band was just to make music.
I was watching So You Think You Could Dance one day, and I knew that that's where I wanted to be. So I started the band with Jason, and we made these songs, and they're fucking awesome. And we brought them to that show, and they didn't want it. They didn't let us on.
What show?
So You Think You Can Dance.
Why didn't they want it?
It wasn't dancing. You can't tell that I'm dancing in the songs because you can't hear it. So they didn't know how good I was dancing.
The newspaper articles, they were filled with all these crazy headlines. Did any of those stick out to you in particular?
There was one where Jason got caught with like 2 dogs on a Friday, and I picked it up for a second, but I was like, nah, I don't care.
So none of his bad decisions ever swayed you from being his friend?
It wasn't the bad decisions that made me not be his friend.
What was it?
It started, we were going to the studio to start our follow-up album to Album That Defined a Generation. And I don't know what was up with the man. He just wasn't liking anything I was laying down. When he was doing his thing, you know, our dynamic that we've been doing the whole time, for some reason all the stuff I was doing just wasn't working anymore. I would go like this, so I started doing it slower, right? And it still wasn't good enough for him, so I started doing it really fast and going up and high in the air. And then he just got mad, and you know, like, I'm done with this. I'm taking this to somebody else who needs this, because there's a lot of people that need it, and you obviously don't want it. So, bye. That's the only thing that I could have done that kept him from wanting to work with me.
It was the shoes, man. It was the shoes.
Your shoes?
Jason's shoes.
What about them?
He never changed them, ever. Always the same shoes. Doesn't matter what song it was. You know, we could be doing a reggae song. Always the same shoes. Just black Nike shoes. All the time. Like, we're going to show up, you're going to do your dance, you're going to do, well, it's not even a dance, it's whatever this thing is, and you're going to do it in black Nikes every time for every song, even for the new album. Come on. And you can't pronounce the 6T's?
First of all, I couldn't remember the band name. And then there's like all these T's.
The 2 tattooed titty twistin' toddlers. The 2 tattooed titty twistin' toddlers. How hard is that? How hard is that?
And I'm like, well, that's too many T's. Like, why can't we just be one T? It was like, but it's the 6 T's. And I'm like, how many T's?
It used to be the 7 T's, but you can't count to 7. The 2 tattooed titty twistin' toddlers. The.
He said 6 T's. I'm like, how about just like 5 T's so I can remember them all? Because I can't remember 6 T's. And then it stands for something like 2 Toddlers twisting twags. Like, the fuck, dude? I can't remember that shit. But if it was 1 T, like twag, or something like that, then I'd remember the band name. But I couldn't remember the band name. And putting that into perspective, that's probably what set all of it off.
I'd say more like fashion. Like our fashions clashing.
I mean, I would like to be in this 6 T's or however many T's it is again. That was one of the best year of my life.
I wanted to keep making music. I wanted to keep defining generations and potentially even like make like, you know, like cereal that defined generations or something. But, you know, when I got back in the studio and I was doing everything, I just didn't have anybody that was able to do what Jason would do in the studio.
Because I just love Trent. Trent and I, we work together. I don't know if he'll talk to me. I don't know. I don't see myself doing music again if it's not with Trent.
What would be your terms if you were to come to an agreement?
2 T's. 2 T's. That's it. That's the only thing. It's just 2 T's.
Okay, you think he'll be open to that?
I don't think so.
8 T's.
What would the 8th T be?
2. I don't know. He would just tell you had that.
Would you be interested in like maybe getting together with him sometime and talking it out?
If he's willing to listen.
So we've got a surprise for you today. We've actually got Jason here in the studio.
Jason's here?
Trent's here? Oh. But I know Trent was here. How's my hair?
How's my nose?
Ask if you want some beer now.
Can we get you a beer?
Yeah.
Just gotta tell me get this guy a beer.
Hey, Trent.
Oh. Is that for me? Is this me?
Yeah.
I wanted one of these.
Well, it's got to tell me to.
Thanks.
Is there another chair?
There is a chair, but Trent is using it.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'll sit right here, I guess. Oh, sorry. Is this okay? Is this...
Perfect. A little lower. Right there. Just be comfortable. Not a little. You can go higher than that.
You want me to just stand up?
No, go back down.
I'll sit down again.
Well, don't sit down. Like more
Don't,
like
like
squat,
stand down?
Like squat. Yeah, like don't squat. Like sit. How long's it been since you guys have seen each other?
Wednesday.
Days.
Wednesday.
Well, how was your guys' last interaction? How'd that go?
Well, we were in the studio and you didn't like me doing my thing. And I didn't know how to react to it. I'm sorry.
You got new shoes.
I did get new shoes. You want to see them?
That's nice, man. Yeah.
Pick them up for the camera.
It's awesome. You see his shoes? You see him? You know, people do change.
Yeah. So Jason, you mentioned earlier that you had some grievances. How are you feeling about this whole situation?
Ow.
Also,
Trent, shut the fuck up! Trent, I want to get the band back together, but you know me, like, there's too many P's in the band. I can't remember, like, Papu. I can't remember all the P's.
It's T's. It's T's.
That's what I meant.
There's 6 of them.
If you could show me how to remember instead of yelling at me, making fun of me, throwing stuff at me, being mean to me.
There's one table, man.
Yeah, but it hurt.
You still do that, thing?
Do I ever?
That's the one. You have no idea how many times I try to get people in the studio to do that, and they just... Nobody can do this like you do.
You're the only person who lets me do it, Trent. You have no idea how many people I've tried to do that for. They all tell me to go away. You're the only person who's encouraged it. I need you, man. Let's get the band back together, Trent. You and me, buddy, just like old days.
And you got new shoes.
Hey, you like them?